Hello, welcome back to the channel Tarot Yogi. I'm Vinit, and today we have an extra special crystal ball reading and a sword scrying reading, and I'm going to be doing a combination of both in different piles. And today's topic is going to be something very esoteric, something very occult. I'm going to be channeling the energy of the fixed star Algol, and I'm going to be channeling the energy of Maa Chinnamasta, who is one of the great Mahavidyas or the great wisdoms in the Tantric tradition. And they're very opposite energies. The fixed star Algol is the story of Medusa, where she gets her head cut off. She gets her head cut off under very different circumstances, and I'm going to be looking also at Maa Chinnamasta, where we also see this sense of decapitation that happens. But the difference is she sort of chooses to decapitate herself, whereas for Medusa, it wasn't so much a choice. And why am I covering this is because I do have a very strong conjunction of Algol and Venus at exact 2 degrees in the Vedic astrology and 26 degrees in Western astrology. So if you have anything at 2 degrees in Taurus, or opposite, that would be the opposition, which would be 2 degrees Scorpio, you have a strong conjunction or opposition to Algol. So it would be very interesting for you to check your fixed star astrology. So even if you just get inspired to look into that, I think this video would be successful. So I'm going to be looking at these deep concepts of decapitation, and I'm going to be channeling that energy into this reading because, again, I do feel I do have this placement. So I know this experience. It's not for the faint of the heart, and it definitely teaches you a lot in life. And it is also a very magical star. Yes, it is the fixed star Algol. It has a very bad name. It has a very bad rep, and I do think some of it does make sense. But if you are truly an Algol personality, you understand that the darkness you wield can actually create a lot of light. So having said all this, we'll get into the options for the reading today. We have pile number 1, which is card number 3, Ida Pada Yogini. Then we have pile number 2, which is card number 20, Maa Chinnamasta herself. And pile number 3, we have the 4th Yogini, which is Pingala Pada. So take a minute, see what pile is being called to you intuitively. The description box below will have the timestamp for your pile. And again, remember, these are general readings. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot to help the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. And if you're still watching, I have done this reading once before where I just covered the fixed star Algol in a lot of detail. I didn't know much about Maa Chinnamasta, but ever since I found out this information, I just felt I had to redo this whole reading because I have a greater perspective and understanding on this very deep, rich, esoteric topic. So I still have that fixed star Algol reading, and if you want that, you can let me know in the comments if you want to actually see that video. I don't mind putting it out, but I do think this video will come out first. Yeah, and having said that, I will see you guys in your reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number 1, if you chose card number 3, Ida Pada Yogini. This is your reading on your fixed star Algol and Chinnamasta Ma transmissions. So just give me a minute and we'll get to crystal ball channeling. Okay, pile number 1 with the Yogini Ida, which is your Ida Nadi, which is your lunar Nadi. It is sort of the left side of your body and the right side of your brain. So that is more of your internal world, so to speak. That is your introverted energy within your body. And maybe you're not getting enough time by yourself. Maybe you're not getting enough time to integrate the kind of experiences you're having right now. But there's an emphasis on solitude over here. And solitude or night, since this Yogini particularly, she rides over with an owl. And owl is also a symbol of Athena, which also makes sense with the Algol Medusa myth. So there is a promise here of transformation, but the transformation and the alchemy you're doing, it is more mental and it's more internal. And it doesn't mean it's less fancy or important than an actual alchemist doing like physical alchemy and chemistry. So you need to understand that that is what you're doing at a higher inner level. And maybe you feel stuck right now. Maybe you're not getting the direction that you truly need to go towards right now. You're not very clear on maybe the direction you want to go at. So, in order to truly get in touch with your own inner compass, which we all have at all times, you sort of need to slow down and truly go inwards. So, right now, hermiting is going to be very beneficial for you. I think hermiting is going to truly give you a boost in whatever you're trying to achieve over here. So, please really give yourself the time that you need. And I do feel this will again help you get closer to what you're trying to achieve. So, doing certain things might feel, or they might seem counterintuitive, but that is probably the best thing for you to do. And now I'm just noticing my owl sitting next to me, my owl plushie. So understand that you have Athena's protection, because Medusa had Athena's protection after she, became snake-headed. So, and it's again very interesting, right? Because we are sort of focusing on this theme of decapitation, but it's sort of the decapitation of your ego. And I think even what is more difficult for spiritual people is, I would say, it would be very easy for you to maybe surrender physical things, people, places, things. I don't think you're very attached to external things. I think you're more attached to your inner world. Pile number one. And I do think this is like a secret that you keep with yourself. I don't think a lot of people know this about you. And I think from the outside, it might seem as if, you're cool, calm, collected. You're sort of like an Aquarius. You detach easily. But that is not necessarily the case, because I do see your deeper attachments, your true attachments and desires. They're more internal, and these are the things you want to achieve on the inside. So you will only be able to do this by firstly giving yourself the time and the space. And for some reason, I'm seeing the open night sky. So you just being under the open night sky is going to help you activate a lot of things within you. And there is a strong feeling of you also martyring yourself, which needs to stop. I think pile number one, you're the kind of person, you're so used to being the bigger person. You're so used to fighting. You're so used to sort of laying down and giving your life for others, that even if you find someone like that, which I do feel a lot of y'all are single, I think even if you find someone like that, you will not be able to receive them and accept them, which is also honestly a little tragic. So you definitely need to see what Algol placements do you have in your birth chart. Look at your fixed star astrology. I think that will help you understand maybe why you're attracting certain kind of people. But this is definitely giving me Venus Algol conjunction energy. And I think what you need to be careful of is the deceptive kind of people, and the kind of people who would sort of study you and tell you the thing that you need to hear. So those are the kind of people that you will sort of inevitably have to fight. And I do think these are the people that are very close to you as well. So understand that it is sort of part of the bigger plan, but it is also sort of your karma that you're clearing. So keep fighting and know that, like I said, you have Athena's protection. So, and Algol is the most powerful protection talisman you can possibly have for yourself. So definitely work with Algol energy. I think it will suit you very, very well over here. Pile number one. Now I'm seeing wings. Okay, now I'm seeing wings, but I'm not seeing like fairy angelic wings. I'm seeing dark wings. So pile number one, whether you're a full-blown practitioner of occult practices, or you're just dabbling, just watching videos on YouTube, you definitely have unlimited resources of magical energy within you, and you will be able to come up with things, whether it be spells, whether it be divination techniques, whether it be just astral techniques, whatever it is, pile number one. And I think you will be good at multiple things. You're not just going to be good at one thing. What is the quote? Jack of all is better than a master of none, is still better than a master of one. and that is the complete quote. And people often say half the quote, whereas you will be able to be a quick study in a lot of different subjects and you will be actually good at it. And I do see you sort of using your gifts, your very mystical, magical, witchy gifts in a very practical, earthly, real world, grounded, everyday, sixth house Virgo energy sort of a way. So definitely look at your earth placements in your birth chart. You could even have a strong earth trine in your birth chart because I am seeing a triangle now. So understand that you are the bridge, pile number one. You are quite literally the bridge between heaven and earth. And because you are this bridge, your manifestation abilities are a little more heightened and a little more accelerated than just normal people's abilities. And since I use the word normal people, I do think you felt as if you couldn't really fit in, but I don't think you were supposed to fit in, pile number one. I think you were supposed to stand out, and I think you were supposed to create your own lane by standing out. And this is not for the faint of the heart to do. So understand that you are very, very special. And I'm getting a lot of starseed energy over here, and I do believe there are starseeds even from Algol. So you could be a starseed even from Algol over here. And it's very interesting, right? Because I did mention the trines, and Algol is actually a trinary system. So it's a binary star system which has a third star going around it. So what it seems like within a few days span is it sort of blinks. The star blinks, it goes dim and it comes back online again, because that's what I'm seeing happening even with the flame over here. So understand that you're not meant to have normal experiences, and your darkness is actually a gift. It's just how you choose to utilize it and how much good you choose to do with it. That's truly up to you. You do have this very deep sacrificial nature, and I do think your sacrificial nature comes from a deep mother wound, which is very intense, right? So understand that you can sort of sever that part of yourself and come back to yourself in a more honest and a more truthful way, and you will also know yourself better. And I think this itself will heal you. Because I am seeing the flame, but I'm only seeing one flame. So you do stand out from the crowd, pile number one. And imagine this. There's sort of like a mirror. And if your flame is standing out, so just imagine how it would be through the looking glass, right? Like Alice. So understand that your soul is very magical and very old, and you can draw upon thousands of past lives, if not millions. I do feel that very strongly over here, pile number one. So I feel whatever you touch will become gold, keeping up with the alchemy message. And by this, what I mean is you will be able to succeed in any sort of path you choose to go towards, whether you choose to go down a very witchy, psychic, mystical route, whether you want to be a yoga teacher or you want to go work in a company and become the CEO. I think you will be able to do both. And I think you will be able to find a higher level of mastery and balance, which is not easy. And I think all of this just starts by you sort of having an ego death, but a more internal ego death, where your true attachments lie, where you sort of hide it, pile number one. I am getting a bit of sneaky energy, I'm not going to lie. And I do feel the sneaky energy is just your defense mechanism in disguise. So isn't it funny? Even your defense mechanism knows glamours. So you are very magical, pile number one. There's no doubt about it. It's just how are you going to use your abilities and what are you going to do with it? And needless to say, you need to do good with it, because there will be repercussions. Karma is very real. At least that's my opinion. So those witches and magicians that say that they don't, get a karmic repercussion. They're very mistaken, sadly. So understand that your powers will grow with time. I do think you will have a gradual build up, but your power will build up simultaneously with sort of your moral standards. They will also get higher. You will become more pious in a way. And this will help you get truly detached from a situation to again assess it objectively and then to take the right action. And I do feel this is also going to be very divinely guided for you. So it's a very positive reading. And just a minute ago, I felt like I couldn't talk. So understand that there is a lot of energy in your throat chakra. There's definitely, like, you definitely have Vaksati, which is just your ability to enunciate the words properly. Okay, the energy is very strong today in the reading. And that's so wild, right? That just happened. So I do feel it will take you a minute to learn how to channel all this energy. It's not going to be easy. But I do feel because you have an old soul, you're not going to make rookie mistakes usually. And procrastination is not going to be your best friend. Right now, you really need to balance out your energetic body by doing a lot of pranayam or just start with basic Anulom Vilom. And if you already know how to practice Anulom Vilom, you can do a little more advanced Anulom Vilom where you're doing it with a more mental, doing it more mentally than physically, where you're not closing your nostrils, but you're just visualizing, breathing in from your left nostril, holding it, exhaling. You know how it goes. I'm not going to go into like the detailed practice. Definitely look it up or learn it from a teacher, because even breathing practices, they're not to be messed with. Breathing practices are truly not to be messed with. So definitely get proper guidance for it. But it will again help you. It will help you channel this energy. It will again help you just balance out your energy. I think that's the best way I can say it, because you can go a little crazy with so much surge in energy within you. It can get very intense. So really take your time with it. I think that's the best way I can say. And you don't need to stick to one thing right now. You can definitely experiment, see what practice is working for you, see what practice is not working for you, and you will just intuitively know. You will be deeply guided as to what needs to be done next. And you're more connected to the night than you realize. So don't try to maybe force yourself to be up in the daytime if you feel more activated at night to work. I definitely have done a reading on moonflowers and the Datura, so definitely check it out. It's for all my nocturnal baddies. So definitely check out that reading. But understand that your energy comes from the night. Your powers come from the darkness, and darkness is not bad. It's not evil. It's just dark. It's just primordial matter. It's just dark energy, which is Shakti, right? Which is sort of helping the universe expand faster than the speed of light. So you have access to the same energy as exists in the space. And I don't think a lot of people have this, pile number one. So use it very wisely. Otherwise, we'll have a lot of shattered glass. Otherwise, we'll have a lot of shattered glass everywhere. And we don't want that, do we? Yeah. Again, I'm seeing a single flame going on and on. And I'm not seeing two flames, but I'm seeing the flame reflecting a much higher flame. So understand that if you're so powerful in the 3D, how powerful you truly are in the higher realms. And I think this lifetime is also going to be about you developing your light body, you developing your Merkaba. That's going to be very important for you. So again, energetic practices, higher pranayam practices, all of that is highly recommended for you. And I think you would excel at these practices. And they will just make your life amazing. You will just not be able to stop. When people truly learn how to meditate, they get addicted. So that's a feeling you're going to have. And I have definitely experienced that quite a few times. So it's never too late if you're very young or very old, get to practicing. I started practicing yoga at a very young age. So yoga practices here are highly recommended. It will just balance out all this energy and it will help you harmonize to create something even more beautiful. I get your excitement about energy and Kundalini, but really take your time with it, pile number one. I mean it. Really, really take your time with it because it can be dangerous and it takes a few years just to learn how to channel an energy, whether you do it psychically, whether you do it in your body. So understand this. Slow, steady pace. And I get you're laid back about most things, but you're not laid back about your spiritual practices. And honestly, I can relate. I can totally relate to this, right, number one? So take it easy. But no, you have this endless reservoir of energy and your ability to create is limitless, truly. Yeah. So I think that's what I'm seeing. And again, this feels like a very positive reading. So all the best. And again, this is a general reading. Please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below, so you can definitely reach out for a private reading. And I will see you guys in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose card number 20, Maa Chinnamasta, this is your reading on your transmissions from Maa Chinnamasta and the fixed star Algol. And this was going to be a crystal ball reading, but for pile 2, I do feel the need to do a sword scrying reading because we do have Maa Chinnamasta. So just to keep up with the decapitation theme, I will be using my sword to scry instead of the crystal ball. So just give me a minute and we'll get to channel it. Okay, pile number 2. So I'm seeing a snake, and I'm seeing a snake floating over water. And it is sort of going in a very symmetric way, the way it's flowing. And it makes sense that I'm seeing a snake because this is a reading about Algol, the fixed star of Medusa. So there's a strong emphasis on your energy over here, and I'm seeing a vast ocean now, but I'm still seeing a single snake. So I do feel circumstantially over and over again, you have been abandoned. You have been sort of left high and dry to figure out things on your own, but you are this very self-reliant, truly you have everything within you sort of a person, and maybe you're not spending enough time by yourself, maybe you're not detached enough. I do think you have a lot of attachments over here. So I think your attachments are also affecting your true spiritual progress and growth. And you're not happy. I don't think you're happy right now. And you do feel a sense of void within you. And you understand, I think you do understand at least subconsciously that the only way for you to fill this void is going to be through sort of really following your own calling over here and walking your own path like you always have. And I get it, you're weary, you're tired of being alone. You're tired of being alone, you're tired of just floating in the vast ocean by yourself. But you need to understand that in order to do your best work, you have to be alone, pile number 2. And I think even circumstantially, you're being kept alone right now, so you can be triggered into your highest potential. And I know that's not the nicest thing to say, especially if you're someone who likes being around people. I would understand if you don't like being around people, then you couldn't care less. But I do feel some of y'all, at least feel that you think you need people around you to sort of even go back and forth with, but you don't. And this is a very sacred time in your life. This is not a time for you to waste. This is definitely not the time for you to dilly-dally around, and this is sort of a rite of passage for you. And you get to decide right now whether you want to just keep doing what you're doing, or you want to wake up to something higher within yourself and walk in your true destiny path, which is about really taking on responsibility not just for yourself and the well-being of yourself, but for other people, whether it be your family, whether it be a collective, whether it even be your spouse. But I do see you having a greater ripple effect on a larger collective than you even realize over here, pile number 2. So please understand this, that you do have a choice right now to whether walk your path and just keep doing what you're doing, or walk a higher destiny that is honestly suited the best for you. And I do get a little sadness, I do get a little ungratefulness, but maybe you're just blind to realizing that you do actually have things going for yourself more than you realize. And there is clearly a message over here of you enjoying your own company, and now I'm seeing a lot of red. So being embodied, being physically present in your body, really spending time being conscious and mindful in your body from one moment to the next, and developing that discipline in even in other things you do, that is going to be very beneficial for you over here, pile number 2. And now I'm seeing zebra stripes, so I do feel it's sort of highlighting again this, I know I'm repeating myself, but the choice that you have right now to, do you want to really stand out? Do you really want to be what you're truly supposed to be, or do you want to still keep hiding from your destiny? And I do have a destiny reading. What is your destiny and why were you born? I think I put out those videos consecutively, so do check them out, because there is an emphasis over here on your destiny. So I do feel you might have some messages over there. And now I'm seeing a spider. Now I'm seeing a spider weaving its web. So, and even with the greater wisdoms, the Dashmaha Vidyas, we have this metaphor of the mother spider weaving webs of universes. So understand your own creative power over here. Understand that the next steps you take are going to be completely on you. Full accountability on you. It's going to be truly up to you to make the right discerning choice for yourself, which is the best for yourself and for others. And you will be able to do this. But it starts by you sort of putting yourself first, even if it feels like a self-sacrifice to you. Because again, there is this strong energy of decapitation, right? So you're also very blessed when it comes to just your ability to regenerate. And this is not normal, Pyrometer. Let me tell you, this is a superpower, and this is a gift you have. You have this ability to regenerate yourself, and not just regenerate yourself, but regenerate yourself at a more purer level of who you truly are, at a more refined level. And you feel as if you've lost parts of yourself, but it would be so much easier for you than compared to other people to sort of retrieve these parts of yourself, whether it's from this lifetime or past lives. So again, there's a strong energy of letting go of what you know here and now, and really surrendering just everything, and really walking this path alone, and knowing the fact that you don't truly need anyone, pile number 2. And that should set you free. And I think once you do this, this is a test. Once you sort of accomplish and master this, you will have the right people come in for you. So you might think you had to walk alone for a long time, but if you walk alone right now, you would be much closer and sooner to meeting someone that you actually will be happy with. So choose wisely. And you're really looking for clarity right now, but the clarity you want will only come to you once you start walking the path that you're instinctively driven to walk. Understand that you have inbuilt higher intelligence, which if you surrender to it, it will take over and again help you make the right decisions and the right choices. And I do feel you've had your own fair share of injustices. You haven't really had the time to really speak up about even the trauma of the injustices you have experienced, right? Pile number two. So understand that you need to start speaking up more. You need to express yourself. And for this pile, I would say not just written word, but just physically speaking it out of your system is going to heal you much faster than anything else. So obviously be discerning about who you choose to open up to. You can always hit me up for a private reading, but be very discerning about who you sort of choose to really open up to right now, because you are in this very, like I said, vulnerable space. And for a lot of y'all, I think the person you will be able to open up to won't be like a physical person. For a lot of y'all, I do think it's going to be your familiar, whether it be your animal familiar, plant familiar, bird familiar, or just your ancestors. Because again, I'm not seeing a lot of physical people around you. So even if you just speak things out of your system when you're alone by yourself, that is going to heal you, because there's an emphasis over here on your self-autonomy. There's an emphasis over here on you really embodying you feeling complete within yourself at all times. And if there is something that is painful, it does need your attention, but not in a way where you make it something to be more painful, not in a way where you're making it a more painful experience, but you're just decapitating the whole situation by truly surrendering and detaching to a point where you're not having a physical, where I was going to say, what was going, where you're not having a positive or a negative charge to the said given situation. So the more you cut out of your life right now, the more you let go of things, the more you truly surrender and know that not knowing right now is the best thing you can know, and find comfort in that. This will make you truly unstoppable. And even the pressure you have right now, even the circumstances you're experiencing, even the horrible people that you have in your life, you will be able to beat all of them up. I do feel that. And I do see you sort of winning over here, even if there are many people stacked up against you. So speak your truth. I know that you're safe enough to speak your truth. And you will be helping, like I said, so many more people. You're going to be helping so many more people than you even realize. Pile number two. So don't take this stuff lightly. You're not going crazy. You will get upgrades, but you are being tested right now. So really take your time with things. It's best advice for you to be alone right now. And know that you will be able to nourish yourself while nourishing other people, because you do have a bit of this Hierophant energy. You do have this bit of a Chinnamasta energy where it's true motherly sacrifice, right? So understand that in that sacrifice, you will find nourishment for yourself. And this is not easy. This is not normal. This is not, what everyone does. But this is something you will be able to do because you have this energy within you. It's just a matter of you mastering it and learning how to channel it properly, learning how to really manage this energy. I think that's the best way I can say it, because it is a very intense energy to be in all the time, and your natural disposition can be sad, but you have to balance it out, pile number two. That's also very important. And I think you are being a little complacent right now. I don't think you are. You're trying to push things and procrastinate, but don't do that. It's imperative. Like I said, this is a rite of passage. It is a very magical time. You are going through a portal of sorts to your highest timeline. So everything that you think right now, everything that you don't think right now, everything is going to have a great impact on your future. And even if the world seems to come to an end for you right now, that's where your new world will begin. So an ending for you is a very positive thing right now, whether it be with people, places, things, or your own personal paradigms, like I said. So truly detach from things in a way where you're experiencing the experience for what it is, and you're not, like I was saying, you need to focus on the experience itself without analyzing it too much, and learning to just be with it, where you're able to see both sides of it, so you can truly let go and surrender of the things that no longer serve you. And the more you let go right now, the hotter your glow up will be, the bigger your car will be, the more expensive your car will be for a lot of y'all, I feel. So the bigger your house will be. So the more you give up right now, and the biggest sacrifice is you. If you're able to do this, Pailambitu, you will truly be unstoppable, and you'll get so many more blessings than you could have even ever imagined for yourself. So it is darkest before the dawn, and it is a little extra dark for you. But know that since it is a little extra dark, even the sunshine is going to be super sparkly. So understand the polarity and then transcend it by truly understanding and living it, by not pushing it away, the good or the bad experiences. Because an experience is an experience. We get to sort of label it as good and bad, whether it is truly good or bad, it's not. So understand this deeper level of processes that are truly occurring in your life, so you can be free of the unconscious things that you're recreating for yourself, even across lifetimes. So this lifetime, you have this very strong Kritika Nakshatra energy, so you could have your moon in the Kritika Nakshatra or any other planets in that. But that nakshatra, especially that moon mansion, it has a lot to do with severance, decapitation of the intellect to truly go beyond, so you can truly experience things for as they truly are and not what you want them to be. So you will also be able to achieve higher levels of states. And if you're psychic, if you're mediums in this pile, the more you do this, the more you sort of sacrifice your own mind, literally at your altar. I think that'll even give you more potent abilities. It will also help you reawaken gifts you didn't even know you possibly had. So it's a fair bargain over here, pile number two. But it all sort of boils down to the choices that you make right now. And I don't think this stuff is just going to come to you. You will be tested over and over again. So understand that at least right now, you're more powerful by yourself. And take pride in that, take joy in that. And also take relief in that, because you will soon realize that you're actually able to conserve more energy when you're by yourself than when you're with other people. Pile number two. So I think this is also a sweet realization you will have, especially if you feel a deep sense of longing and languishing. So let go. That's all you can do, pile number two. And that is your ultimate weapon to win, so to speak, over here, pile number two. So please understand this. You've had varied experiences, you've had extremes, but understand that these extremes have been necessary for you to have these kind of deep realizations, pile number two. The intensity that you have within yourself is something you need to love more. It is a blessing. It is a gift that you have. And the more you start enjoying it, I think it'll again help you with your gifts, I feel, particularly. So where you feel the most resistance is what needs to go first, pile number 2. I think that's the best way I can say it to sort of sum it up. And you think it's going to be something super painful, but once you rip the band-aid off, it's going to be so much more less pain than if you had just let things be the way they are and not do anything about it. Not truly take your own power back to yourself and just flip the whole situation on its head and make it work for you, which you totally can. You were never the victim, pile number 2. Please understand this deeply within yourself. And all the atrocities you have experienced, you will be compensated for it. And a lot of it was honestly just you burning up your past karma. So good things are definitely coming in. Take your time with your growth. You don't have to grow at the same speed. You don't have to grow at the same pace as other people. Understand that you are a very different plant, so to speak, over here. So really, really, really take your time. I do see you breaking cycles over here. I do see you forging a new path for yourself that is not just going to help you, but it's also going to help a lot of other people. So I do think you particularly, pile number 2, you're going to leave behind a legacy that's going to also help other people improve, progress. So you could very much have a good career here in the public eye if you already don't, pile number 2. So definitely give it a thought. And you will go viral if that's what you're worried about. You definitely will. Just keep at it. All your sacrifices will come back to you 10 times. Not just 10 times, 100 times, pile number 2. So understand this. Understand you have a very special role to play. And not a lot of people can do what you do. I would say most people can't do what you do, pile number 2. So love yourself more, respect yourself more, and give yourself the space to even grieve if you need to. It's okay. Your heart is your superpower, your pile number 2. So sometimes, even the most expensive car, it breaks down, right? So more grace with yourself, and you're running the long marathon over here. So don't burn yourself out in the first round. Pace yourself. You will reach where you need to in the span of years over here. So know that when you truly get your blessings, which are going to be a lot, they will be permanent. They will not be taken away from you. So it's good to get it a little late, right? Given that it's going to be more permanent than if you just squandered it once. So I think by the time you even get your true success, you will finally learn how to practice sustenance at a very spiritual level, where you will be able to sustain just everything. And now I don't know why I'm hearing weight loss, and I do feel that is also connected over here, because even what I felt was losing weight is not the difficult part, but like being at a leaner frame is the more difficult thing. So you sort of mastering this in your body first is going to help you master this in your mind. And once you master this in your mind, you will be able to master this in anything and everything you touch. So understand even the suffering you're experiencing are deeper lessons for your soul's true growth and nourishment. And you will find beauty where most people cannot. And that itself is a superpower. So you are truly blessed, even if it might not feel like that. Pile number 2, you're very, very close to God. For a lot of y'all, I do think you will have higher Agna Chakra, 6th chakra activation, 6th and your 7th chakra. I do think your higher chakras will get more lit than they already are. But this will only happen once you sort of integrate your body more. So there's a real emphasis on your physical body, you being more embodied, and you're detaching more from the mind. You're detaching more from the ego, and truly just surrendering everything. Because once you're able to truly surrender everything, you will not also suffer. right? So please understand this. Make your life easy, pile number 2. Things don't have to be this difficult. But overall, it seems like a very positive reading. Yeah. And I think that's all I see. Again, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below, so you can definitely reach out for a private reading. And I'll see you guys in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose card number 4, which is Pinglapada Yogini, this is your Algol Maa Chinnamasta transmissions reading. So just give me a minute and we'll get to channeling with the crystal ball. Okay, pile number 3. So I'm seeing a lot of green right away, and even on the Yogini card of Pingla, we see a parrot. So there is this very strong emphasis on learning, unlearning things, and also you sort of expressing your creativity as a child, because I'm seeing a child painting now. So you need to go back to how you would paint as a child without any restrictions, without caring about whether you're shading in the lines, without caring about whether you want to even shade. So I think you need to come back to this sense of ease and truly just enjoying what you're doing in the moment. And there's a real emphasis on mindfulness over here. I think that is also really required of you. And I think what is truly not helping you be mindful right now is your own ego. An ego death is imminent over here, pile number 3. You really need to sort of decapitate your own intellect and your own ego right now. And it is easier said than done. We get very attached to the versions of ourselves that we have created. But you can look back yourself, pile number 3, how many versions of yourself you've had to let go of. So why do you think this version will stick around? So there's a real need for you to even let go of people, places, things that you're holding on to, because I do think there are some very, very strong attachments over here, and you're not able to verbalize it, you're not able to express it. Maybe you're not able to tell people what you truly feel. And all of this is just blocking you from your own blessings, pile number 3. And that's a sad realization, but that's a realization a lot of y'all do need to have in this file, I feel, because once you snap out of it, you will truly be able to go after what you want and what you need. And for a lot of y'all, I think you're going to be truly creating from your higher self. So it's almost like it's going to be a sweet surrender. The surrender is not going to be as painful as you think it's going to be. The more you let go of who you used to be, the easier it will be for you to ease into your new skin and who you're going to be, pile number 3. And this is a very transitional phase. So again, there's a real emphasis on what you're learning and what you're choosing to unlearn right now. Whether it be habits, whether it be how you talk to yourself, whether it be just the way you think, pile number 3. Everything over here sort of needs to shift. And only you can spearhead this shift for yourself by firstly dissolving your ego and then operating from this childlike wonder of just painting what you want to paint. And by that, I literally mean a metaphor, or it could be even literal for a lot of you. So there is a strong creative energy, and there is a strong need and a sense of desperation for this creative energy to be expressed in a way it specifically wants to be expressed. And it's a general reading, so it's going to be different for all of y'all, but all of y'all are going to be creating works of art. All of y'all are going to be creating masterpieces that only you can create. So why get in the way of your own blessings, pile number 3? You need to recenter yourself and also redirect your energy towards things that you know are truly not helping you. Whether it helps other people or not right now, you need to be the priority, because you can never fill from a half cup empty, right? You can only fill other cups when your own cup is overflowing. And understand this, and understand that the overflowing is a state of being. It's your mental framework more than anything else, because you will be able to recreate that for yourself over and over again. So you will never truly empty out. Even though what I'm asking you to do first is to empty yourself. So a restructure over here of your mind, a restructure over here of even the way your thoughts they circulate, everything needs to shift, and it will. I think this is an ascension that is just inevitable for you. So whether you go out kicking and screaming or whether you go out in peace is a choice only you get to make over and over again. And again, it's easier said than done. I get it. Spiritual tests are not easy. It's like you're being burnt alive. It's like you're being set on fire and then you're being drowned at the bottom of the ocean. And I am getting these very extreme, grotesque examples because that's how it truly feels. That's what a true spiritual awakening will really feel like. And it's up to you to give in or to fight. But you are a fighter, pile number 3. So it's okay if you're weary. Give yourself a minute and pick up the sword and pick up the shield and get back to it. Because you have so many things to fight for. You have so much to look forward to in a very bright future that you will be creating out of thin air, out of nothing. You're going to be creating everything. So this is a higher calling. This is a higher destiny you have. And if you want to validate your own pain, just do this for yourself. I think that would be the best revenge if revenge is on your mind. I think eventually it will leave your mind. You will just not be affected by people that are maybe affecting you right now the way they are. So all of this horrible stuff that you're experiencing right now is going to be a distant memory. And you will be able to reach that point. Trust me. Even if it doesn't feel like that right now, you will. And this only happens if you realize your true capacity. Your true capacity to be who you are, to love yourself, to love other people, and to truly shine. You are the lighthouse, pile number 3. That's how I really see you over here. I felt if I had to describe pile number 3, I would say a working lighthouse on a stormy night. I think that's the best way I can say it. So understand you have endless reserves of creativity, strength, ambition, passions to go after anything and everything you want. But it's imperative you take the steps. You develop your skills even more. Refinement. And the refinement will not come by you being in your mind. The refinement will only come by you getting your hands dirty every day and practicing whatever you're trying to create over here. And sometimes people think it's something very big, something complicated, but it's not. Sometimes you just have to show up and do what we are asked to do or what we promise ourselves to do. And really remember our oath even on the most difficult days. When things get super tough, you still have to, be stoic and do what needs to be done over here. And I think you will be very successful in doing this, pile number 3. I think you really underestimate yourself. I think you undermine yourself and understand new levels, new devils. You will not be able to grow at a high level if it's not for a higher level of difficulty, right? So, what is life if not a video game? Isn't it? Go listen to video games by Lana. I think that's your channel's song over here. And there's also a need of self-reliance over here. There's also a need for you to realize that it's nice to have people, but you don't always need people. And to do the kind of creative work that you're meant to do, yes, you can collaborate every now and then, but the major chunk is going to come out of you and you alone. So you're going to build this foundation by your own 2 hands. So don't waste time, pile number 3. You have much to learn, much to practice, much to just create and gain. There's just so much to gain over here. So truly just create like a little child painting. I think that's the best way I can say it. And the excellence will follow, the fame will follow, the money will follow. But you have to operate from this non-judgmental space of just allowing even the wildest and the creative idea to flourish, for it to really be created in a way it deserves to be created without you sort of putting a mental barrier over here. So learning to go beyond your mind is going to be so beneficial for you in more ways than one. So definitely give meditation a try here as well. I think that will also help you a lot. Meditation is highly recommended. You can either learn it online or you can learn it from a local yoga teacher. But I do see a lot of y'all even taking up alternative practices like yoga, Tai Chi, Reiki. So give those things a shot. And understand that even slowing down actually helps you speed up in your creations. But I do see you being out there. I do see you being in the public eye. I do see you being known, whether it's just on your city or online. People will remember you for who you are and the legacy you will be leaving behind, which is going to be very unique to all of you. You all are going to be leaving behind amazing, beautiful legacies that you have built on your own back. Your own blood, sweat, and tears have fertilized your every dream, pile on the tree, and that's what you need to realize. And with difficult endings come happy new beginnings. So don't forget that. And stop sabotaging yourself if you're doing that. When you have a blessing in front of you, please be grateful. And you cannot force yourself to be grateful. It is a natural state, just occurs when we truly realize that with everything going wrong, we're still okay, we still are blessed, we're still healthy, we're still breathing, we're still alive. So that's just a natural sort of state that will arise as you do all this work. It'll be the byproduct. So again, none of this can be forced by number 3. Understand that. So truly just give it your all and know that you're going to be leaving behind something so much more grander than you could even have ever imagined. Your life's work, it's going to really speak for itself by number 3. So yeah, you can definitely let me know what you're creating over here if you would like to, after it's done created. I think a lot of you are also struggling with your stability over here. The stability will only come once you do this. The void that you're feeling right now will only be fulfilled once you do this, if at all it comes to being fulfilled. The void that you feel within your heart, it's when you do your life's work, and this is not easy stuff. When you also accomplish this, it's also going to take a lot of energy out of you, but know that you can tap into these endless reserves of energy. It's always been there for you. So you're going to be learning some higher truths about yourself over here, pile number 3. And that is going to set you free. And that is going to help you bring in the stability, the abundance, the fame, everything and anything you want, the lover, the perfect home, the perfect car, everything is going to be yours. So create. I know that is how you will win, by creating. So no matter how far you feel away from creating or just being in a creative energy, it's okay. Even if you take one step that way, it's good enough. In a few months, you will be able to create. So understand the bigger picture, zoom out as often as you can to get a more detached point of view on things, and know your words hold a lot of power. Whatever you say will manifest. So only say things that truly benefit you right now and even benefit other people. So the more good you do, the more good will come back. And I do feel you already have a lot of residual good karma, which is just going to sprout any moment. And I do think your blessings will come in threes. So keep an eye out for that. I see you shining. I see you, like I said, just being a lighthouse. By just being yourself and creating what you're supposed to. So even if you feel you have difficulties in creating what you're trying to create over here, the help will come in, the right people will come in, the right tools, you will get them in time. But right now, just create with what you have. That is enough to create a masterpiece. Exactly, by number 3. Again, I just see you shining even more. So the more you do this work that you're supposed to, which is your destiny, to leave behind this amazing creative legacy, it will just help you fall into alignment with even the things you're desiring by number 3. So understand it's going to be a greater win than you even can possibly imagine for yourself. So get out of your base instincts, go beyond your mind, go beyond your survival. Tap into that magic that is always available to you. The stars are only far in the physical world, but we can reach the stars by our mind, right? Understand that's the power that you have within yourself. And that's the power you need to constantly work on awakening within yourself. And that will also help you with your creations. And it's very important to be grounded through all of this, to be more embodied, to even be more mindful about the kind of things that come out of your mouth. the things that you think even before you say something. Because I do see you even getting more eloquent with time. I do see you just having the perfect words. So if a lot of y'all are channelers, readers, or just YouTubers, or teachers even, whatever you do using your speech over here, you're going to grow even more. You're going to make even more progress, and you're going to get even more eloquent with time. So just practice, practice, practice. Do whatever you're doing over here, file number 3, and in due time, you will be the best at what you're doing. So that is also a promise over here. Yeah. And that's what I see. Yeah. So again, it's a general reading. Please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video. Share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. So you can definitely reach out for private reading. And I'll see you guys in our next reading. Thank you.